Her eyes were the first thing I noticed, too bright, too rehearsed, when she handed me the folded linen napkin. A simple gesture, too simple. Inside, it was a slip of paper, small enough to hide, dangerous enough to unmake the room around me. "We need to talk after dinner, alone." Her handwriting, too calm, too familiar with secrets. I looked up. She was already walking away, sliding into her seat beside her brother, the favorite child, the entitled heir who always smirked like the world owed him blood. The Thanksgiving table was loud, silverware clinking, forced laughter, the soft scrape of people pretending to be a family. But under it all, something else pulsed, a tension, a tremor. The family lawyer sat across from me, watching, not eating, just observing. Like he knew something weighted, something that would shift the axis of every person in the room. My phone buzzed beside my plate, a message from a blocked number, short, brutal. "He thinks it's his. Check before you sign anything." My breath stalled for a moment. Not fear, calculation. Something I hadn't felt in a long time. I slipped the phone into my pocket and smiled. Cold, controlled, careful. The lawyer raised his glass at me, a silent toast, or a warning. Either way, I understood. Tonight was a battlefield, and someone had already decided where the bodies would fall. The betrayal didn't hit all at once. It seeped in, slow, poisonous, almost elegant. It started with my wife excusing herself too often, late-night calls ending the moment I walked into a room. Her brother always dropping by, offering help she never asked for, staying longer than any married man would tolerate. She said they were just close, family close. But closeness doesn't make someone flinch when you touch their phone. Closeness doesn't whisper through closed doors. Closeness doesn't leave someone staring at pregnancy tests in the bathroom at 2 a.m., unaware that the mirror behind her reflected everything. At first, I thought it was stress, then coincidence, then paranoia. But paranoia doesn't write anonymous messages. It doesn't echo in the silence between people who used to breathe in sync. The night before Thanksgiving, I found her pacing the kitchen, whispering urgently into her phone. I didn't speak, neither did she. We just stood there, two ghosts pretending to still be alive. And now, at this table full of smiling enemies, with a note in my pocket and a warning clawing at my spine, I felt the truth circling. Something was coming. Something final. I didn't confront her. Confrontation is noise. Noise ruins timing. Instead, I watched, listened, collected. The anonymous message replayed in my head. He thinks it's his. There was only one he that mattered, her brother, the man who bragged about the family business like it already bore his name, the man who always found a reason to linger near my wife, the man whose smile never reached his eyes. I ordered a DNA test the next morning, quietly, efficiently, the kind reserved for men who suspect the universe has been laughing behind their back. I gathered what I needed while she slept. A hair, a brush, a pacifier from our daughter's drawer. Every item felt heavier than it should, as if it knew the weight of what it would reveal. The results came faster than expected, but I didn't open them. Not yet. The truth is a blade. You don't use it until the moment it cuts deepest. At the office, I reviewed documents her father's lawyer had sent me the week before. Partnership adjustments, stock transfers, board voting rights shifting quietly behind my back. Connected pieces started to form a picture I didn't want to see, but couldn't ignore. And now, with everyone gathered, with my wife's eyes flicking nervously between her brother and the family lawyer, I realized. They thought tonight belonged to them. They thought I knew nothing. They had no idea how long I'd been preparing. The family lawyer stood, glass in hand, smile sharp. Her brother slammed his fork down and took center stage. "Good news," he announced. Dad signing the company over to me. The company he nodded at me dismissively, will finally stay in the family. Laughter, applause. My wife didn't clap. She stared at her plate. I opened the DNA results under the table. One sentence. One life-dismantling truth. Probability of paternity, 0%. Silence bloomed inside me. Vast, cold, cleansing. I looked at her. She knew. Her brother knew. The lawyer definitely knew. The lawyer leaned in, voice low, almost amused. "Should I tell them?" he said. "Or will you?" Her brother frowned. "What? Tell us what?" I slid the folded report across the table. He opened it. His face drained. Completely. My wife's breath caught, barely audible, almost a confession. The lawyer only smiled, as if he'd been waiting for this moment for years. Her brother's hands trembled around the paper. This is fake," he stuttered. "It's court admissible," I replied calmly. I made sure. My wife's eyes filled, not with apology, but with fear. Real fear. The kind people feel when they realize the ground beneath them was never solid. "You knew?" she whispered. "I suspected," I said. Then I confirmed. Her brother shut up from his chair. "You ruined everything!" "No," I replied. "You did." I turned to the lawyer. "File the documents." He nodded. "What documents?" her brother demanded, panic rising like smoke. "The stock reallocation," the lawyer said, still smiling. "Your father signed control of the company to him this morning. The DNA report was just extra confirmation he needed." My wife gasped. Her brother lunged. The room erupted. I stayed seated, unmoved, untouched. Revenge doesn't require noise, only truth delivered with perfect timing. I walked out before the screams settled, before excuses began, before anyone could pretend innocence. Outside, the cold air felt like clarity. My wife chased after me. Tears, shaking hands, all too late. "I can explain," she pleaded. "I'm sure you can," I said, "but I'm done listening." She reached for my arm. I stepped back. For the first time since the lies began, the world felt quiet, ordered, mine. I looked toward the house, toward the collapsing dynasty, the unraveling secrets, the man inside realizing he'd lost everything he tried to steal. "I didn't lose a family tonight," I said softly. "I just stopped pretending one existed." And I walked away. The final break was silent, precise, irreversible, just like the truth.